Stop letting people live rent-free in your head. Seriously, we've all been there. Someone makes a snarky comment on your post, or your boss sends a passive-aggressive email, and suddenly your whole vibe is trashed. You spend the rest of the day replaying that 10-second interaction in your brain. You're at dinner with friends, but you're not really there because you're busy writing imaginary comeback lines. The truth is, you're not exhausted because of your work. You're mentally fried because of the invisible stones you're choosing to carry. Most of us are walking around with a 100-pound bag of other people's garbage, and we wonder why we're burnt out. If you've ever searched for how to control your emotions and win every situation, you're in the right place. In a world that thrives on instant reactions, we've forgotten that our peace is our greatest currency. Today, I want to share a deep moral story about trust, burden, and the mental weight we choose to carry. This is a strategic blueprint for your nervous system to help you learn how to control your emotions and walk with quiet strength. Stay with me until the very end, because I will share a simple daily practice that utilizes the power of habit to help you empty your bag. Once upon a time, in a quiet town nestled in the Blue Ridge Mountains of Virginia, there lived a young man named Ethan. At 27, Ethan was the definition of doing okay on the outside, but he was drowning on the inside. Ethan was what people call highly reactive, meaning his nervous system was like a dry forest waiting for a spark. If a coworker spoke harshly to him, he would spend 3 hours venting to his group chat. If someone insulted his work, Ethan carried that insult like a physical wound for weeks. Ethan had a habit that many of us struggle with. He didn't know the boundary of his own soul. He eventually realized a hard truth that changed everything. Don't share everything. He learned that when you are an open book to people who only want to tear pages out, you are handing them the weapons they'll use against you. Because he didn't follow the rule to don't share everything, he was constantly hurt by people he thought were his friends. He realized you should never underestimate gossip, because even if it's a lie, the weight of it can sink your spirit if you pick it up. By the time Ethan hit his late 20s, he felt ancient and tired in a way that sleep couldn't fix. Every time someone hurt him with a rumor or a look, Ethan imagined it as a stone and shoved it into a heavy canvas bag on his back. Soon, Ethan walked with a permanent slouch, no longer noticing the vibrant autumn colors of the Virginia mountains. One cold Saturday morning, Ethan reached his breaking point and decided to hike a steep trail in the national forest to clear his head. But as he started the ascent, he felt like he was dragging a car behind him. About 2 miles up, Ethan saw an elderly man named Mr. Miller sitting on a rock by a stream. Mr. Miller was a local legend known for his incredible kindness and a strange ability to remain unbothered by anything. He looked like he was walking on air because his steps were so light. When Ethan finally collapsed near the rock, Mr. Miller said, "Morning, son. You look like you're carrying the weight of the whole world." Ethan sighed. "I'm just tired, Mr. Miller. I'm carrying a lot of stones. The insults, the lies, and the broken promises of people I trusted." Mr. Miller watched him with calm eyes and asked, "And why do you keep them, Ethan?" Ethan looked down at his muddy boots and replied, "I feel like if I let them go, I'm letting them win." Mr. Miller smiled softly, reached down and picked up 2 small gray stones. He took the stone in his left hand and tossed it far into the thick brush. Then he handed the other stone to Ethan and said, "The person who hurt you is like the stone I just threw away." They said their piece and walked on. Their stone is back there in the dirt, forgotten. They aren't carrying it, but this stone in your hand is your reaction. You chose to pick it up and carry it, and now your back is breaking, while they are walking on with no weight at all. Ethan stared at the stone in his palm as the wind whistled through the pines. Mr. Miller continued, "Your reaction is your burden, Ethan, not their actions. You think you're holding them accountable, but you're actually just holding yourself hostage." Those words hit Ethan like a bolt of lightning. He suddenly saw how he could change your life with discipline, starting with the discipline of the mind. He opened his hand and let the stone fall to the ground with a thud. "How do I stop carrying the rest?" Ethan whispered. Mr. Miller replied, "You leave each stone exactly where it falls. If someone throws an insult, let it land on the ground." Ethan sat there for a long time, unbuckling the straps of his heavy bag. With Mr. Miller's encouraging nod, Ethan took the rocks out one by one, naming the rejection and the gossip as he let them go. With every stone he released, a physical pressure lifted from his chest, and his breathing became easy. For the first time in years, Ethan looked up at the sky and realized that the sky doesn't carry the clouds, it just lets them pass. Days turned into weeks, and Ethan used the power of small steps to stay quiet for 3 seconds whenever someone was rude. In those 3 seconds, the stone would hit the ground and he would simply walk away. He finally understood that while you should never underestimate gossip, you are the gatekeeper of your own bag. Without that heavy bag dragging him down, Ethan could finally see the beauty in the green valleys and the smiles of strangers. Now, my friend, let me share that practice I promised to help you change your life with discipline. Tonight, before you go to bed, sit quietly for 1 minute and place your hand over your heart. Think of one moment from today that still feels heavy and imagine it as a physical stone in your hand. Whisper softly, "This stone is not mine. I release it." Take a slow, deep breath and imagine placing that stone on the ground outside your door. If you do this every night, you will realize that peace comes from a mind that refuses to carry problems. Remember, your reaction is the quiet force that shapes your future. One released stone can set your heart free. If this story meant something to you, take a moment to like the video and share it with someone who is carrying a heavy bag today. Don't forget to subscribe for more stories that bring peace to your journey. By the way, I've done the math, and clicking that like button is officially the lightest stone you'll ever have to lift. So why not leave your heavy bag at the door and hit subscribe to keep our journey going? Stay light, stay wise, and I'll catch you in the next story.